Welcome to this circuit guide for the Le Mans circuit in the BMW LMDh car on iRacing. We're going to run through the track twice, first of all with me talking about each of the corners, and then a second time with the onboard live video of my fastest ever lap. So we enter the flying lap through the forward chicanes, and it's important to get a good run over that final curb, not touching the curb on the right, but using quite a lot of curb on the left, so you get a really fast exit speed onto the front straight. It's full throttle through the Dunlop curve here, this first right-hander, and then we brake early and make sure we're fully under control for the Dunlop chicane. It's important to use a bit of curb but not any of the yellow sausage curbs, as that will unsettle the car. Then as you head down towards the S's, it's just full throttle and braking early for the 90-degree left that we're arriving at right now. That allows an early hard throttle application as we head towards Tetra Rouge, which is just a slight lift. It's possible to take it at full throttle, but it's very, very hard to get that correct on every lap. We're then full throttle all the way down the first part of the Mulsanne straight here, trying to pick the shortest possible line to our braking and turning point, coming up towards the first chicane. At this point, I'm just looking out for the countdown boards. You'll see 3 of them on the left-hand side, 300, 200 and 100, and I'm braking hard just as I arrive at 100, using lots of curb on all 3 parts of this chicane. You don't really get an off-track very easily through here, so you can nibble the curb on the right, the left and the right, and it doesn't tend to unsettle the car too badly. Next up, we're looking for the second chicane, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be braking hard at the 100 metre board, so just looking out on the right-hand side this time for the countdown boards, 300, 200 and 100, and here they come. This time we can't use very much of the curb, and that's because the inside of the first curb isn't filled in, so there's a sharp edge. It's easy to get an off-track in the middle, and the final curb on the left there again isn't filled in on the inside, so it unsettles the car if you drop a wheel over the edge of it. It's then full throttle down towards Mulsanne corner, over the rise here. We'll be looking to take the shortest possible distance, as well as to set the car up to brake in a straight line for Mulsanne corner. So here we go, short line, firm braking in a straight line, all the way down to second gear, and using quite a lot of curb on the inside. If you touch the bollards there though, you will get an off track and a slowdown. Another chance to rest now as we take these 2 full throttle right-handers on the approach to Indianapolis. Basically take the shortest possible line and get ready to turn in and hang on for dear life as we get to the third right-hander, the sharp right before the Indianapolis left. So we're looking for the turning point here. If you use too much of the grass on the left, you will get an off track, and it's braking very early and hard to make sure you're accurate through the apex of the left-hander of Indianapolis. Next up is Arnage. Important to brake early again here because accuracy at the apex is key. If you're understeering wide or oversteering on the exit, you'll lose a lot of time for the long, fast run towards the Porsche curves. Again here we're taking the shortest possible distance. You can actually use some of this red tarmac on the left-hand side and you don't get any kind of off-track. And we're looking to set the car up for the Porsche curves. So we're up to 7th gear briefly, and then we lift and turn immediately down to 6th gear, but back to full throttle in the entry to the Porsche curves. It's full throttle all the way through here as well, using the curb on both sides. A little lift and a touch of the brakes to keep it tight to the right through this section, then an early turn to the left, and it's full throttle from here on until the final forward chicanes. So short distance, touching the curbs on both sides. We're going to be braking just early enough to make it through the first part of the forward chicanes with lots of curb without unsettling the rear. Another brake in the middle and not using all the track width. There's just not enough time to get the car pulled all the way to the right in order to take the final forward chicane, and then we cross the line with my fastest ever lap. So let's take a look at that lap again now, but with the live footage from when I set the lap, complete with my live chat room egging me on. Okay, it's looking pretty good at the moment. Not a bad first sector. We need to be within 2 tenths as we reach the Porsche curves. That's how we want to do the second chicane.